Hey, welcome to the weekly webcast. First one in June. I can't believe the year is almost half over. Things are happening.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's 106.
It got to 106 here in Las Vegas yesterday, so come on over. It's a dry heat, as they say.
It's a little warm. Dave, good to see you.
Good to see you, John.
How's your sciatica doing?
Me? How about you? Oh my gosh, this poor guy's been suffering with the back pain.
For any of you out there that have a pinched nerve that radiates down,
we both have had it.
Sciatica nerve, and you can't walk more than, hopefully by Barcelona, I'll be able to walk up on stage and do a presentation. If not, I'll have to have a cane or something. So I'm trying very hard. I'm going to the doctor right after this broadcast.
So speaking of people traveling, we saw that Michael was in New York this week. He's at the Blockchain for Impact Summit, which is held by the United Nations. Pretty interesting.
It's amazing. I talked to him on the phone just about an hour ago. He's not going to be with us today on the broadcast, but he did send us a video for us to review. You guys want to play that now?
Hey everyone, greetings from my hotel room in New York again. Wanted to give a quick update as I will not
Can we hear it by any chance?
Webinar today. There's just a lot happening here in New York. We have meetings set up, so wanted to just give you a quick overview of what happened. First of all, very impressive event there. Impressive building to start with. It's just hallowed ground. So it was really, I'd never been to the UN. And so that was just walking in was a very, very interesting, cool experience. Probably, I think they had said there was about 500 people at this event and an incredibly impressive group of people. That's the biggest takeaway for me is how just the caliber of people that are assembled to talk about blockchain and its impact on the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. Now, these are the goals that they set up in 2015. It's really an interesting, there's 17 of them, I believe, and they're very aggressive, and the solutions, if we can achieve those goals, would make the world an amazing place. So I'd encourage everybody to get familiar with these Sustainable Development Goals of the UN. But the interesting thing is that blockchain is seen as having a major solution set for those goals. Like it seems to be that the blockchain is really being counted on by the UN to deliver a lot of those solutions, to achieve a lot of those goals. So they've created a commission. It's the Blockchain Commission for Sustainable Development, and this is what the event was all about. So Amir Dossal, who is one of the heads, he was the person that brought in when Ted Turner made a very large donation. Ted Turner wanted to have more public-private partnerships with the UN. And so Amir Dossal is someone who, this is 20 years ago, began the innovation of that public-private partnership with the UN. And there was another gentleman, Sergio Fernandez de Cordova, who also heads up a foundation called Public that is about, again, the public-private cooperation. So they began the event. We then heard from leadership at the UN. We then got kicked off, the keynotes kicked off with a really interesting guy named Jason Kelly from IBM, who started speaking about, how the future of data is decentralized, and that was the theme of his address, and he was the keynote for a panel discussion on that. There was a number of panel discussions, really cool, interesting, how the impact of everything being tokenized, how that's going to affect the world. General Wesley Clark was speaking on the state of the blockchain in the world today. There was some interesting interesting topics on regulation. Marco Santori, who's pretty famous in the space, gave a great address. And then I think one of the most interesting parts for me was the breakout. So then, in the afternoon, after lunch, there was a big breakout, and everyone, not only did you break out into smaller groups of the 500, I chose the identification. So figuring out how digital identity is going to be, how we're going to create a standard for digital identity. Really fascinating topic, and there's probably, I would say, about 80 people in my group, and then we broke out into groups of 6, and I was really, again, blown away by the caliber of the people there. I mean, just fantastic level of knowledge, really sincere interest in really figuring out how to make blockchain reach its full potential. And that just seemed to be the theme throughout the day. Now, I think the highlight of the entire thing was Dennis Kucinich's address at the end. He's a former congressman. He oversaw the subcommittee of the financial crisis of 2008, has a lot of experience in the space, and he gave, an incredible speech. He got a standing ovation. It was really, really a special speech, and he was talking about the need to elevate the industry by adopting standards, so self-regulatory type of measure, which I could not agree more with. And I think that there is some momentum that began from that speech. Truly, it really moved a lot of people. And so in hearing and talking to some of the organizers, there's a lot that's going to come from that speech and what just this whole realm of self-regulatory, which is really needed in the blockchain industry in order to preserve the possibilities of what's going on right now. There's tremendous possibilities, as I think everybody knows here, and we need to make sure that those aren't stifled or obstructed in any way by over-aggressive regulation. So that was truly a highlight. I met it was interesting, met the commissioner, Rostin Benham, of the U.S. Commodities Futures Trading Commission. Also met one of the ambassadors he's the ambassador to Uganda. His name is Dr. Adania Aber. Really fascinating what's going on. Uganda is really taking a leadership role, or playing a leadership role in Africa. And, there was just so many fascinating people there. Just a lot of really great energy, a lot of really interesting ideas being exchanged, and you just got a feeling that something major is happening throughout the world, and blockchain is really the catalyst for that. So I think everyone came away. I mean, the reception at the end was really also a great treat because of just that, the interchange that was going on there. Everyone came away really feeling it was just a very, very special event. And this is the first of what will be a series of events. So the next one is happening in Vienna, but this Blockchain for Impact, which again, anybody can take a look at, www.blockchainforimpact.org. Take a look at it, see what's happening there. That's going to start to develop more and more. And, I think that there's incredible potential for that forum, particularly, for for digital identity. I think that the UN is likely to be who brings about the standard in identification. I think it makes a lot of sense, and we were talking about that in our group. I think we're going to see a standard develop out of the UN. So there's a lot of things that can have real meaningful impact. throughout the world. So just wanted to give everybody a quick update on that. I won't be able to make the webinar today, so I'm sorry to be missing that, but have a series of meetings going on here in New York. So with that, I will turn it back over to John. Take care. See y'all.
I think we can forgive him for not being here for the live webinar. He's doing some pretty important things there.
He's doing important work out there in the UN.
Yeah, it's nice that he even got a video to us.
I hope people realize, and I think most of our people are advocates.
Hey everyone, greetings from my hotel room in New York again.
Paradigm shift that the blockchain and tokenization of many industry is. Like you and I, when you had your radio show and the burgeoning internet.
Right. It was at the start of something big. Nobody was quite sure about it. It was iffy. This is the same level of impact that it'll have on society and the world.
Huge. I mean, I think it's bigger. I think that this paradigm shift in the finance industry and beyond the finance industry, using the blockchain as applications like Michael just said, insurance, land registry, for identification.
Real estate, anything
that
involves a transaction.
Absolutely correct.
Yep.
So the memorialization of those transactions on an immutable blockchain is absolutely the killer application for this generation.
This century, yeah.
Yeah.
No question.
And you guys recognize that. Most of you guys recognize that. I've talked to you guys at these events, and this is a very profound day. This is a long-term, this is very early days. Let me just say that. This is very early days of the transformation of what we're witnessing. And so you guys are all in a very good position to take advantage of this amazing growth that's going to happen over the next 2 decades or so.
You're all in the vanguard, and it can feel kind of iffy. It can feel a little unsure at times because it's stumbling through its early stages.
Very well said, Dave.
I think we've got the handle on it.
Several countries made the internet illegal when the internet was growing because they were afraid of it.
How'd that work out for them?
That didn't work out very well, right? And so now it's just you can't imagine living without the internet today, right?
Right.
Same thing's going to happen with tokenization of these applications. We talked to a company here in town yesterday that's created this platform for raising money using tokens that we're doing some testing with, and they're seeing some real estate, the tokenization of real estate investing. And so they've got a client that's actually raising money for flipping of houses.
It's really just a matter of opening up your mind to the possibilities and the culture to the acceptance of the possibilities, because they're almost endless.
Yeah, it is absolutely endless. Yeah. So blockchain is a distributed database that's immutable. So don't confuse a database with the blockchain. There's specific attributes related to blockchain that make it so and make it so groundbreaking. Whoever invented it, I hope to meet this person or persons one day. But the applications for the technology are significant, and I think bigger than the internet. And so we're, sitting pretty as far as our timing to take advantage of it.
It feels good to be part of the wave.
And our community.
Yeah.
Our community is very significant to the growth of our ecosystem. You guys are very, very important to the growth of our ecosystem. That's what differentiates us from a lot of other people that are out there creating these tokens and throwing, an application use case up there. Our community is going to do amazing, amazing things and have the ability to take advantage of several opportunities with other applications that are being attracted to our ecosystem. So it's amazing to see this thing grow, and I'm very, very happy to be part of it.
It's great to be part of it because we understand the potential here, and we're in on the ground floor. So
that's absolutely
it's really exciting.
So a few housekeeping items, then I think we'll call it a day because I'm ready to go see the doctor. Frequency right now is 17.8, 8 more days at this level. If you log into your back office, you might notice that you need to agree to a bunch of additions and edits to a lot of our legal documents. We have at least a dozen law firms that we've engaged with worldwide. And so this is very important that you read these documents, understand these documents, They're absolutely critical to the operations of our business. And so when you log in before you get to your back office now, you're going to actually select and agree to these agreements before you'll get to your back office. That was just implemented. Additionally, opportunity decks translated into multiple languages. Now English, of course, Polish, Thai, and Vietnamese, and several others in the works right now. I know Spanish is one. There's a couple others that they're working on right now.
Probably French.
I'm not sure. They sent me the list, and I was too busy putting together my notes. Makes total
sense to get that done.
Absolutely. So the localization of all of our content is the goal. This had just come to my news item desk this morning from the guys in London. Thanks, guys. Eduardo and James. James is on vacation, I think. So let's see what else that we have other than that. We talked about that. New agreements. Frazier did a magnificent job in his tour of Africa. You're the man. I appreciate your hard work. Just amazing. I saw a lot of the videos posted on Facebook, packed houses in Africa. Just amazing a lot of work. And I think this is your third or fourth tour around Africa. You've got an amazing team built out there. Congrats to you, sir, for your hard work. We appreciate it. I think that's really all I have, other than the event in Barcelona. So June 30th, we're this close to finalizing the details of this event to be published. And so we have internal conversations on the event, the hotel, and the actual arena or location where we're going to have this event. So we're very, very close to getting those details. I know I'm getting applications for visas now, so make sure you get that in earlier than later. And I've never been to Barcelona, so I'm very excited to see you guys in Barcelona. And I think that with that, David?
So you're going to get notices out through the NetLeaders website about Barcelona?
Yes.
Final plans?
Correct. So if you go to the NetLeaders site, up on top nav, there's an events button. And then if you click on that, you'll see Barcelona. And then all the other events are posted there as well.
A lot of things happening. Got to stay with it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Thanks for the rundown, John.
Thank you, David.
All righty.
We'll see you guys next week.
Have a good one.